I want a little bit about her. So I asked her to send me, even though I know her quite well, I asked her to send me her bio. And she said, but points of interest, I'm going to start with that first, which is not in her bio, which she was been a practitioner of yoga since the 1960s. Published the first article about neo-mystic education in 1988, lives in Vermont in the USA, and has 4 sons and 3 grandchildren. So more professionally, and maybe that's also professionally too, not a definition. She's a professor emerita of teaching and learning at Long Island University in Brooklyn, New York. She's the former director of education at Goddard College in Vermont, the founding director of the John Dewey Project on Progressive Education at the University of Vermont, a research and policy organization. She currently serves as program director and faculty for the New Mystic Education Teacher Preparation Program, which is what we are here. She has published numerous books and articles on democracy and education, arts and education, critical theory, curriculum theory, and spirituality and education, and is in the process of completing an amazing book on New Mystic education that we're going to use quite a bit in this course. She's a global affiliate with the Gund Institute for Environment at the University of Vermont and a contributing member of the Great Transition Initiative, a project of the Telus Institute in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So I have the great pleasure of really inviting her to start us off and share some things with us. Take it away, Kathleen.
Thank you, Vishala. It's really difficult. The older you get, the longer your bio gets. So it takes up too much time. It's really exciting for me to be here with all of you. This is probably one of only 2 times that we'll all be together on Zoom. Given the time zones, we are meeting at 2 sections will be meeting at different times. So just a little note here. Thank you for the introduction, Vishala. I've been educating teachers and school leaders for about 40 years in universities and colleges, and I'm now happily retired, and my main job is helping to advance neo-humanist education. That's aside from the enormous garden that I try to keep up with. So the dream of having a teacher prep program has been with us for a long time. I'm going to say a little tiny bit about the history of it. Some of you may know Didi Ananda-Rama, who's been a staunch advocate of neo-humanist education for many years. At least 20 years ago, she and I met in Amsterdam over the period of a couple of days and designed a teacher education program. It was difficult. There was no internet. There was no real way to communicate. Email was just beginning. So it was difficult to have a global program. So here we are now with a global program. And this program that you're in right now sort of began with a request from a number of neo-humanist educators to provide more comprehensive materials about neo-humanist education. People were writing grants, they were starting schools, and they asked for some language that would help sort of translate neo-humanist education into more conventional language for the public, because I think many neo-humanist educators have a dream that someday neo-humanist education will expand and really be available to the general public. So I created a webinar series, did some lectures, and got feedback from a number of people around the world. And they expressed the desire to systematize the preparation of teachers. And this doesn't mean to standardize it. I think that's the last thing we want in neo-humanist education, but to bring some structure to the way that we prepare teachers. So here we now have the teacher preparation program, which is offered through Gurukula, which is centered in India, through the Neo-Humanist College of Asheville. And the Neo-Humanist College of Asheville is a new entity. We've sort of developed alongside the college. So you are our second cohort. We graduated a number of people last June from the first 2-year program. My job has been to design the program, to design probably most of the courses, not all of them, in collaboration with our wonderful faculty. And the lectures in the webinar series became articles, which have now become chapters. And we have a textbook now with 18 chapters, and it is finished and it's on its way to the publisher, which is Information Age Publishing. And I hope that they will complete their work by the end of this year. And we're looking forward to getting a copy of the book in all of your hands. You'll find that the courses, each course probably uses one or more of the chapters from the book, as well as some supplemental readings. So I want to start a little bit by showing you a quote from a colleague of mine in this Great Transition Initiative out of Cambridge, because I think it has something to say about what animates our program. I'll read it aloud, even though it's on the screen. Whether we can reweave the strands of our unraveling civilization into a flourishing future will only be known on the other side of the turmoil that lies ahead this century. But as each climate disaster brings our current system closer to collapse, we have an overriding obligation to future generations and to life itself to shine a directional beacon through the darkness of our times to a potentially brighter future and to help lay down a trail toward it. And Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar talks a lot about this brighter future. So that sort of gives me hope that if we work together and collaborate and really design something wonderful, that will help to take us across the bridge into this bright future. So, the trail to a bright future. The first aim of the program really is to develop a network of neo-humanist educators across the planet who share resources and engage in peer teaching. So kind of a horizontal model. That's our hope. And I wanted to share with you this little map I made, which pretty exciting. This is our cohort. This is where you all live. And I told Artie, I think we're going to need to do some recruitment in Greenland, because that seems to be the only big piece of land that doesn't have someone in this program. But it's pretty amazing. And if we add the last cohort to it, we would be filling in even a few more countries. So the trail to a bright future, in addition to creating this network, our program themes, these are sort of things that go through the program consistently, include personal and spiritual development. And you'll see that unlike many teacher preparation programs, we put a great emphasis on the development of the teacher, your work to become more thoughtful, more creative, more reflective, more disciplined. All those things are in your hands, but we try to create space for that to happen. Inquiry is a major theme in the program. We try not to just tell you things, but to really spark your own investigations. Sorry. There's a great attention throughout the program to justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. And I like the term Jedi for this, because we can think of ourselves as Jedi workers. We support critical thinking, collaborative work, creative thinking, a very big focus on developing your creativity and personalizing your learning. And the way learning is personalized is I think you'll find you'll have a lot of choices about how you meet the requirements of various courses. We focus on a tripartite model of knowing, doing, and being. You'll see in the first few classes, there may be quite a bit of emphasis on reading, writing, and sort of developing your thinking about neo-humanist education. And then as we go along in the second sequences, you'll find that there's a lot more focus on application, the actual doing. And many of the requirements of the course ask you to take action, to do something, not merely to read and write. Let's see. Oh, the other thing to notice is that we've sort of carefully scaffolded this program. This isn't just a random collection of courses. We build with each course on what you've learned before, till by the end you have a very sort of holistic experience. We have learned a lot through the first 2 years from our students. They have really, I think the first thing they taught us was how busy they were. Every one of our students had many, many obligations to volunteer work, to their families, to jobs. And so mostly we figured out how to trim down our expectations a little bit in terms of the amount of reading and writing that we're asking of people. And we hope that our program now demonstrates that we are keeping your needs and lives in mind. Each class will be either an hour and a half or 2 hours, depending on whether it runs for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. And we try to create a healthy mix of, sorry, it's early in the morning for me here. A good mix of a little bit of lecture, not too much. We're not hoping to be talking heads for 2 hours, but we have lectures, occasional videos, guest speakers, and a lot of small group discussion in breakout rooms. Again, we all care very much about you developing relationships across the program because, at least from my perspective, I think that relationship is at the heart of neo-humanist education. So we're providing opportunities for you to develop relationships with your colleagues. When we give you a writing assignment, our goal is to hear your thinking, not what you think we want to hear, but to really hear how you think about something and for you to express yourself in your own words. Now we have a big challenge because we have many primary languages spoken in this course. Many of you are very proficient in English, other people are sort of proficient in English. So I think we will need to communicate a lot, be very patient with each other. We will certainly try to meet your needs in terms of the kind of feedback that you like on your writing. We do expect full attendance and full participation. That's really essential. And I know life gets in the way sometimes, but we would like to see everyone at every class. Let's see. Oh, I was about the language. For those of you who have primary languages other than English, this is actually a wonderful strength because one of our hopes is that people will begin to sort of translate neo-humanist education materials into your own languages, eventually to teach workshops and courses in your own languages. So that's a good thing, and we try to support it. So that's a little bit about workload, participation, etc. So the future, I'll close with this. We do have big dreams for neo-humanist education. Again, this creation of an active network of neo-humanist educators, thanks to Arati and now a student who was with us last program, Christy Shaver. They're really working to develop the Global Alliance of Neo-Humanist Educators, to share resources and ideas. We are trying to create fieldwork sites. These are neo-humanist schools where new teachers can go and do a course of practice teaching. And we had our first student teacher last program. A young man from Portugal did his student teaching at the Sunrise School in Denmark. It was very successful, really good experience. We are looking toward the future to design another level of certification with areas of specialization that might include things like going more deeply into the arts or into working with neurodiverse students or secondary education, that sort of thing. We know, I'll speak for myself. I'm not getting any younger. And so I really understand the need for new faculty who are much younger than myself. And so we're hoping that some of you who graduate from these cohorts will yourselves be interested in being instructors for other teachers. So keep that in mind. We would love to see our program offerings in many different languages. High school teacher preparation. This is a general program, this 2 years, and we do touch on the spectrum of ages. But the truth is, most neo-humanist schools that we're familiar with, many are for young children and primary school, even though there are some high schools and colleges. So a lot of the practical focus is on younger children. So we probably need a special program for teaching high school people. And again, we're trying to develop this alternative model of professional development, not a top-down expertise model, but a horizontal design where peer-to-peer teaching will be important. So long-term, this is a particular interest of mine. We do need to be doing more research on neo-humanist education that can be shared with the wider world. And so we need to develop and work on research designs, which I will do at some point in my spare time. So some of you may be interested in research, so let me know. I am looking forward to getting to know all of you much better. After your initial class with Didi Devapriya, I'll be teaching one of the first courses in neo-humanist philosophy of education. And you'll find that that builds on Didi's course, and it also creates a foundation for the rest of the courses in the program. So I'm really looking forward to that. I will have 2 sections, so I'll get to know you all. And thank you for coming today. Namaskar. Vishala, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, if you could stop sharing, that would be great too.
Yes, I will.
Okay, so next up is Arti, who's going to introduce herself, even though I've known Arti for many decades, and I won't say many though, and she's our program coordinator, and I'll pass it on to her.
Namaskar, my name is Arati, and I live in Ithaca, New York in the USA. You've all gotten probably many emails from me already. I'm your program coordinator, so if you have any questions about anything, you can always write to me. Don't hesitate. If I can't answer them, I will connect you to the right person to get them answered. So you've probably all seen that very complicated timetable I sent out to you. It's challenging that everybody's around the world and trying to figure out, how to come up with times that are reasonable for everybody. Thank you to everybody who's chosen your section, but if you haven't done that yet, please do so as soon as possible. And best wishes to all of you for the coming 2 years. I think you'll find it to be a very exciting, wonderful program, and we look very much forward to working with all of you. Okay, namaskar.
Okay, so I'm off script a little bit. I went a little out of quarter. So we're going to go back and have all the instructors introduce themselves for 1 minute each. So we're going to start with Didi Ananda Devapriya, if she is here, because I know she was trying really hard to be here and I saw her before. So are you here, Didi Ananda Devapriya?
Yes, I'm here.
Great.
Okay, so namaskar. My name is Didi Ananda Devapriya. I will be leading the first course on the philosophy of humanist education, because I think it's essential that we start out with having a clear idea and directly from the source, from reading the source material of neo-humanist education, neo-humanist philosophy, which is liberation of intellect. So we'll be doing a really close reading of that, unpacking the concepts in it to give you a good base. So once philosophy is clear, the why is clear, then the how it gets expressed into different things, including education, becomes more and more clear and gives more scope for creativity.
And where are you, Didi?
Sorry. I am based in Romania, where I have been working in New Humanist projects since 2001, and specifically here now in Romania, we run an accredited kindergarten program, as well as we've had an after-school center for 16 years and a children's home working with children with traumatic backgrounds, neglect, abandonment, abuse, things like this, also for this period of time. So I have some special focus also on applying neo-humanist methods to kids with trauma backgrounds. I've been working in the past 2 years with Ukrainian refugees in response to the influx of refugees into Romania, and have had the opportunity as well to travel to Ukraine and do some work there as well. And I've participated in multiple disaster relief responses, Turkey most recently, Lebanon as well. So not only in Romania, but also around the world.
Thank you, Didi. And we're so fortunate to have you here today and to have your wisdom in the first course. And also in the first course, another section will be taught by Rekha. So Rekha, why don't you take it away and introduce yourself now?
I'll be glad to. Namaskar, everyone. So I have a background in early childhood education primarily, but also early intervention, that is children with disabilities from birth to 5. And I had the great pleasure of team teaching with Didi in this first course. We did our first time doing it together last spring. So I'll be taking the second section and working with her. So I'm excited to be doing that. But you'll also see me in the child development class. That's been a particular professional interest of mine for my entire career. And also in the language and literacy course, where we explore all the things about teaching children multiple languages and having a literary rich program where it imbues all the activities and environments that you set up for children in your programs. So I look forward to meeting all of you and getting to know you really well during this next couple of years. I'm also very much involved in music, and I have an outdoor program for children in the summer that's a nature camp in my area in the US, in the mountains of Eastern Oregon. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you, Rekha. I hope you're all starting to get really excited hearing about all the resources of the instructors. Next up, I think we'll hear from Sid Jordan, Acharya Vishwamitra.
Namaskar. I'm Sid Jordan, the director of the college, the Neo-Humanist College of Asheville. My career and background is as a psychologist. I've taught in a medical school, and I did a postdoc that focused on early childhood education and consulting with educators. But I'm teaching this course with Vishala Linda Baker on Inside Out, which is an opportunity for you to get to know yourself better personally and socially. So we're looking forward very much to working with this cohort across the globe. And it gives you such a great opportunity to get to know each other. And that's a basis for social development. And so we look forward very much to working with all of you in this cohort that is stretched across the globe. Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Okay, I think I'll introduce myself on that. I'm going to be, just so you know a little bit about me, I had a public school track in my career along with a complementary new humanistic education track. I was a teacher from 1-year-olds all the way up to 14-year-olds, and then I was a school counselor. I was also a cooperating teacher that helped train new teachers, and also supervisor that helped train new school counselors. I'm also have a much training in being a systemic constellation, family constellation facilitator, and with systemic education. So I'm going to be teaching courses inside out, and also a course called The Social Context of the Classroom. But I'm really interested in stories. And I was just thinking about what to say last night. And I just remembered this very, important story for me with my 6th grade teacher, where I had this outburst about how I couldn't write that well and I couldn't spell because I have dysgraphia. They didn't know that at the time. And I was, had an outburst in class, and the teacher took me after class and she said, well, what's going on? And she just listened to me. There was no judgment in it. And I thought at the end of that conversation, I'm going to be a teacher. And I was. So I think that we all have our stories about how we came to the passion of this. And I look forward to your stories, to supporting your creativity, for us to all support our creativity, well-being, and learning. So I'd like to now sort of finish. We have one instructor was not able to make, I don't think she's here today, right? Mahajoti.
She's here. She is here.
Oh, Mahajoti, I would have put you first, please. Go ahead.
That's okay. I'm on the other end of the spectrum. Namaskar and good morning. My name is Mahajoti, or MJ. I taught and directed a yoga preschool for 30 years. And so a lot of my experience is with 3 to 10-year-olds. And I teach the Ashtanga yoga class. So when Patanjali and also P.R. Sarkar introduced Ashtanga yoga, its target audience was adults. And so here we are with 300, 400, 500 neo-humanist early child care centers around the world. And it's like, well, how do we bring that all down to the younger population? So the course that I will be teaching specializes in all those 8 limbs and how we can adjust them and make them age appropriate and make them interesting for the very young population, and how we can do it so that it's appropriate for them, and that they want to do it, and that it helps them learn their skills that they need for being competent young people in our global culture. So I will be spending most of our time in that class, which is not offered this semester, but next semester, and look forward to hearing all of your experiences in working with 3 to 10-year-olds. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now, Kathleen, I know you've talked already, but maybe say a few words about, the sort of the courses that you'll be sharing and facilitating, teaching.
Oh, okay. Well, my background is as a philosopher and social theorist. So I teach the philosophy course, and I'm particularly interested in a course called Contemplative Inquiry, which is a method of teaching that develops the intuition and the ability to connect with the very deep levels of the child. That one is of particular interest, and Didi Anuraga, who was a student in our last cohort, and I co-wrote an article on that experience, which was in the Gurukula newsletter, but it's also coming out in the Holistic Education Review this fall. So she did a wonderful study. that to develop the intuition. I then will be teaching a number of courses. Reka and I co-teach. While she's teaching the literacy course, I teach the arts-based education. And I have a background as a professional artist, dancer, and actor in my early years. So I have a particular interest in the arts. Those two courses go together very nicely. And then I'm also teaching the course on teaching about the social world, the social studies. For many, many years, I supervised social studies teachers in schools. So I'm very interested in those issues of decolonization, critical pedagogy, and how we learn about the social world. And then I also teach sorry, we're trying to find more teachers, but I also at this point still teach the science and technology course. And we call that STEAM, which in the conventional world is science, technology, engineering, math, arts, and math. But in the neo-humanist world, I've decided to change that into science, technology, ethics, arts, and math, because I do believe that ethical thinking needs to be at the core of everything we do in neo-humanist education. That's the short story. Thank you, Vishala.
Great, thank you so much. And now we're going to move on to another very important person in our how this all works together, and that is Rishi. And I'll have him introduce himself and cover some points about the college.
Hi, hi everyone. Good morning and namaskar. My name is Rishi and I am the registrar at the college. So one of my functions is to be with you along this wonderful journey, this learning journey. And I've had a chance to meet many of you and I look forward to meeting the rest of you. But just in a nutshell, in addition to myself and Vishwamitra, there are some other staff members that are supporting this learning experience for you. Ellen Landau is our Chief Financial Officer, and Mui Chow is our Marketing Manager, and we have a bookkeeper in Brazil, Jai. So we are the core group of people that are supporting this program, and so just wanted to acknowledge those people that are not here with us. In terms of what I wanted to share with you today, just wanted to let you know that this is an online institution, and so it's very important that you feel supported in terms of the technology. And so we do have a new learning management system called Google Classroom, and I want to give my hats off to all of you. I think we're almost at 100% of you have already got in, you've logged into your Google account, you've logged into the Google Classroom, you've completed your first practice assignment. I think we've started off on a really great foot. And I think you guys are going to have a great experience with the learning management platform and with the learning experiences. So keep that up. If you are still having some difficulty, I'm going to be here after the orientation. So I invite you to just stay on, and I'll have probably a breakout room for those that still want to get some additional support. Now, in terms of the next 2 years, of course, we want 100% of you to walk across that graduation stage. So we're going to do everything we can in our power here at the college to help you achieve that goal. Along the way, you may have technical questions or technical troubleshooting that you need support for. And we do have support that's going to be available basically from now. This is UTC 12 noon until UTC 8:30. So that'll be some time that you can expect to be receiving a response if you were to send a message through chat or if you were to send a message through email. We are here to support you. In terms of next steps, just wanted to let you know that you should all be invited into WhatsApp. That's going to be a place that you're going to be finding reminders about when to join the Zoom session. You'll be getting important information or updates. And this is actually going to develop into a community where you may end up sharing some of the things that you're learning. You may end up sharing best practices. And I think this will be a great way for you to build connection as well with the other students in the cohort. In terms of next steps, we do have some important information that will be coming out regarding the finances of the course, and so please keep an eye out for that. We'll need you to review that and send back in your signature on that so that we can create all of the invoices for all of our students. That'll be coming up in the actually today. Also, you will be doing practice assignment number 2. So since you've all been so successful at that first assignment, before course begins, we'll want you to go in and actually upload your pretty face. That's right. We want you all to have your face in the Google Classroom so you can visually connect with that community of people that you'll be with throughout the cohort. If you've not yet had a chance to download the Google Classroom app onto your phone, please do so. That's going to be great because as soon as you've got feedback from your faculty member, you'll be notified immediately on your phone, and that'll help keep you inspired. So that's pretty much all I wanted to share in terms of next steps. I'll again stay after the course program orientation. For those of you, I may have been sending you WhatsApp or Zoom messages about different information I need from you. So if you can please respond to those before you leave, and wishing you all a happy learning journey at the college.
Great. And the group that's at the physical college in Asheville, North Carolina is just amazing, and we're so grateful to have them. Okay, so Reese, I think you're teching for this. I would like you to not pin me so we can see everybody, because you've heard all about us, and now we're going to sort of hear from you just a little bit, and thinking about how to do this, I had to even change my mind last night. But we're going to try two things. The first thing we're going to try is I would like everybody that could possibly have their video on to put their video on just for this part. So we have a few people that I don't know if because of bandwidth they can, or they're in the car. That's okay. We love your face, even if you're driving. And if you don't have the bandwidth to do it, that's okay too. Some people's connection, they can't. So we're just going to invite you to introduce yourselves. And since there's so many, we're going to make it like a sort of just a little touch here, which is we'd like you to say your name and where you're from. And this is interesting because so many people nowadays are born in one place and end up living in another place. So I welcome you to say what your name is so that we can all hear it and practice it in our minds. And then also you can say, I grew up here and now I live here. That's fine. Or you can just say, I live here, however you want to do it. The practice also is going to be to unmute when you say this and then to remute afterwards. So this will be fun for us, I think. Also, we're going to do it what's called popcorn style, which is that I'm going to start because I introduced myself already and where I'm from. I'm going to invite someone to start, and then they'll say their name and where they're from. And then they'll say, and I'm passing it on to, and just pick anybody in the group to pass it on to. So we're asking just to be the students. You've been introduced to the professor and the instructors and the tech people. So this is just for you, for the students, for us to sort of hear from you. And as you saw when one of you came on, I'm not so great at pronouncing people's name by just reading it. So if you're going to pass it on to something and you don't say that person's name quite correctly, that's all right. They'll help you when they introduce themselves. So I'm going to start by inviting Didi and Anandaviva to start with the introductions. So you have to remember to unmute when you start.
Namaskar. Abdudika Anandaviva Acharya, Didi Anandaviva. And currently I'm in New Haven, Connecticut, United States. And I was born in India. I'm a Didi since 1979, I think. And
Okay.
I will pass it on to Didi Ananda Sushanta. Your name is Sushanta.
Namaskar, everyone. I'm Didi Sushanta Acharya. I'm from China. Right now, I'm staying in China, but after 5 days, I will go to Egypt. I will switch to Sister Gayatri. Namaskar.
Namaskar, my name is Gayatri. I'm from Ukraine, Kiev. Next, San Sarika.
Namaskar.
I'm Sarika from Vietnam, and I live in Vietnam as well. I would like to from Didi Ananda Nimala.
Namaskar, everyone. Yes, I am Didi Ananda Nirmala, and I'm originally from New Zealand, and I'm now working in Australia. And I've been in Acharya since 1992, and I ran several kindergartens in Europe. Went to work in the Caribbean a little bit, and then currently in Australia. Thank you. I'll pass it on to Catherine.
Namaste, everybody. My name is Catherine. I live in South Africa in Plettenberg Bay in a forest. I come from Johannesburg and I'm very excited to be here. Thank you. I'll pass it on to Valentina.
Namaskar, everyone. My name is Valentina or Vijayanti. I'm originally from Ukraine, but now I'm staying in Romania near to Didi Devapriya. Yes, again, I'm very happy to see everyone, and especially also my Didi, Didi Ananda Sanjana. Yes, namaskar, and have a good time together, and I hope to know you better and enjoy time. Namaskar. I pass to Ashisha.
Namaskar. My name is Ashisha. I am from east of the Russia, but living in west of the Russia now is St. Petersburg, and I'm happy to be here. And my Didi Ananda Sanjana also here. I'm very excited, and I will pass to her. Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar, everyone. I'm Abhadvitika Ananda Sanjana Acharya. I work in Hong Kong sector and also part of Berlin sector, mostly in Russian-speaking countries. And I want to say a little bit about this long overdue program that I should have been on the very first time that Shambhu Shivananda started this. He was telling all of us in the training center, you have to do the training when you have to sign up. And here I am after almost 20 years. I'm glad to be here. Namaskar. I'll pass it on to Erika Anuradha.
Unmute.
Yeah.
Sorry. Namaskar. I'm Erica or Anuradha, and I'm here in Bali. I will go ahead and pass it on to Arul.
Namaskar, I'm Arun from Bali Island. I'm originally Indian but Indonesian. Now I pass it to Muktendra from Bali.
Okay, namaskar. Thank you, Brother Arun. So nice to meet you. My name is Muktendra. I'm working in Saiwa Dharma School in north of Bali. That's called Singaraja. Yeah, so I pass to Dada Divya Sundarananda.
Namaskar, everyone. I'm Dada Divya Sundarananda. Right now I am in Jakarta, Indonesia, and we have one Amsai school also here. I'm glad to be here to learn some education things. Yeah, I will pass on to Maitreyi Maria Artemenko.
Namaskar. Hi, I'm Maitreyi Maria.
I'm from Ukraine, from Kiev, and originally from Ukraine too, from Luhansk, Donbas region. And I passed to Julia Webb.
Namaskar. My name is Julia Webb. I live in the US, in Tennessee. Originally, I'm from Ukraine, from the southern part of it, from the city of Kherson. Like I said, I live in Tennessee right now, and I'm very excited about our upcoming journey together. I am passing my mic to Bhavanti Fefe.
Bhavanti from Italy, and I will pass to my dear sister Manju.
Namaskar, I'm Manju, Germany originally, living in Copenhagen. I will pass it on to Dishta Paula.
Namaskar, I'm Dishita from Argentina, and at the end of September, I'm moving to Ireland to share with Didi Anandabrahma in the school there.
Did we lose her? Okay, while she's trying to come back, please raise your hand if you have not introduced yourself yet. Okay, so let's go with Renata. Okay.
Namaskar, everyone. I'm Renata Remaprava from Brazil. I took some subjects on the first cohort, and fortunately, I've been able to be here with you again. So thank you, everyone from Asheville and everyone involved in this organization. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to be here again. Namaskar.
And you can see who still has not been introduced yet on the top. They have their hands raised, so you can pick one of them.
Just a second. I'm in the car on the cell phone, so just a second. Veronica?
Namaskar. My name is Vishnu Priya. I'm from Italy and I'm living in Portugal. I'm passing to Komono.
Jay Kimono, are you able to talk to us?
Vou liberar a eleição.
Still muted.
You're muted, Jay.
Okay. Namaskar, everyone. I'm Jai Gopal. I'm from Congo. Happy to hear from all of you, and I'm excited to learn more about neo-humanism philosophy. I pass to Dada Karmayogananda.
Hello everyone. I grew up in Nepal, and right now I am posted in Manila sector, and currently I am in Malaysia. I'll pass on to Dada Gyananand.
Namaskar, namaskar. It's a pleasure to be back in the course. A very inspiring one. I hope all will enjoy. I'm living in Brazil. I'm Gyanananda. Namaskar. I'll pass on to Esra Saleh.
Namaskar, I'm Isra Saleh.
half Sudanese, half Egyptian, and it's my pleasure to meet you all. So I'm passing it to Rana Abdul Samad.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rana. I'm from Lebanon, but I live and work with Amortel Greece. And I will pass it on to Didi Haladini.
Namaskar. Namaskar, everybody. I'm Brahma Shalini, Ladini, Africa. I'm from Syria. I'm working in Lebanon. Now I'm in India. After 3 years training center in Philippines and 2 years working in Vietnam and then 2 years in Lebanon. Now I'm in India for a Sharia training. And I'm very happy that I will be with you in this course. Thank you very much. Namaskar. You can hear from Avaltika Ananda Mahashweta. Namaskar.
Namaskar. My name Didi Ananda Mahashweta. Right now, I am working in Manila sector in Philippines. So namaskar, and I'm passed to Kang Ling Zak.
Namaskar, Didi. I am Kaiza. I am from Myanmar. I work as a preschool, so I am happy to see you all. Thank you. Now I'm first to.
I think we're all, is there anyone that did not get to say hi yet and say their name?
Namaskar. My name is Amrita or Emma Nimbekar. I'm from Helsinki, Finland. I wasn't able to raise my hand, so that's why I didn't introduce myself before. Namaskar.
Namaskar. There we are. Nice to see you. And anybody else who did not get a chance, some people dropped off and came back on, have we gotten everybody now? We want to make sure is included. So please unmute if you did not get a chance. There.
Namaskar. I'm Pranav from Brazil.
Thank you. Nice to see you. And anybody else? Wow. Do we see how big it is? You know, here we have someone else. No? Okay. All right. Oh, well, I had something else planned, and we'll see. Oh, we have a few minutes. We can do this. So let's take a moment, because that's a lot. And you know what we're actually doing is starting to create this beautiful container of and collaboration and our, you know, who we are together. So I taught a lot of years, and even when I was a school counselor, so I have a lot of kind of practical things. So let's just take a moment and breathe in and breathe out. Breath. And just look at each other and take in how what an amazing group we are already. So many people from, you know, and some of us are connected and some of us will be connected. So I'd like you to just take a moment. We're not going to go around again, but I'd like you, if you invite you to put in the chat, what are you most looking forward to or about this program, or what really like excites you? You know, you said yes to this. So what brought you into the saying yes? You know, what are you looking forward to and excited? And just type it in the chat. Just take a moment to type in the chat. And I think the instructors can do it too if they want. I'm going to do something. So we have getting to Please mute if some people are forget. Yulia, being with like-minded and like-souled people. Excited to get to all of you. Meeting such a diverse group. Co-creating our vision of new mystic education. Playing with children, drawing and dancing. Education of the whole person. Looking forward to meeting everyone and sharing. Loving connections. Walking into a brighter future with all of you. Oh, wow, it's going so fast. I can't get to, wait a second. Walking to a brighter future with all of you incredible beings with pure intent to understand new humanism and share experience. Deepening my knowledge about new humanism. Like to learn more and more education. Having a clear intention, goal of where education is going. Being a good teacher, not yelling at students anymore. There we go. If we all could do that. To create connections, exchanging experiences. The word that Didi said we were talking about, good soul, and you'd like to reconnect in education to the planet. Feeling the absolute joy and inspiration of new mystic vision. I would like to know more practical methods by which new humanism can be brought into any educational system. Learn to develop humanistic education. I'm used to see our future new mystic educators. Deepening my own understanding of new humanism, being inspired by so many unique perspectives, meet so many beautiful people to make this world better. That made me really sigh. Excited to join this course. I'm looking forward to learning more and share more. So I hope you're feeling this excitement and the smiles and the energy, and it's just such an incredible beginning. I am just ready to go now with all of you. And I want to open a new mystic education kindergarten. So we might have a few more that trickle in, and you're welcome to look at them. But I want to be respectful of people's time too. To build better education by growing together. I'm going to pass it on to Reka to see if she's going to facilitate if anyone has actually any questions. So passing it to Reka now.
Okay, great. Yeah, that was wonderful. It's how exciting to hear everybody's ideas and motivations and excitements and questions. But I'm here to answer questions at this point if people are having any, or just other things they'd like to share. And I know Rishi will be staying after to answer technical questions as well. So does anybody want
They could write it in the chat too, right? If they want to.
Absolutely, write it in the chat or text or speak up. And maybe we're all good to go.
Yes. Because they're all excited about getting a more clear understanding of new mystic education.
Yes, yes.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Reka?
Yes, please.
I forgot to say earlier, and I just want you to all know that this I think Kathleen mentioned at the very beginning that this course is being offered by Ananda Marga Gurukul through the college. And when you get your certification, it will come directly from Gurukul. So it's sort of a global certification. I just wanted you to know that. I actually work from the Gurukul side. So just wanted you to let you know.
And I'm assuming everyone's familiar with the Gurukul organization, the newsletter that comes out. There's a lot of good things. As I believe Kathleen mentioned, one of our students last cohort wound up publishing something with Kathleen in the newsletter. It was pretty great. So a lot of good opportunities for connecting and networking and sharing learnings. Let's see.
Okay.
And we have another comment in the chat. Learn more NHE for the future. Absolutely. Future planning is great. Well, this will be wonderful. I'll sure look forward to seeing you all in class.
So I think we're going to end with Reese doing a little song. Is that correct, Reese?
Yes, it is.
Here you go.
In the spirit of Gurukul, which we are all now members of, I would like to sing this song. Actually, it was written by the founder of Neo-Humanism, the 5018th song that he wrote. And it means we establish the Gurukul University. We shall color the effulgence of knowledge, each and every bud and flower. No one will stay behind. We shall play each string of our lyre. We shall thread together all with the twine of love. We shall create an incomparable garland of gems. No one will be left aside or looked down upon. All will live as in their own family, their minds filled with affection and sweetness for all. Amra gore nobo Gurukul, Amra gore nobo Gurukul, Gyanera loke rangi edobo, Prititi kurepul, gore nobo Gurukul, Amra gore nobo Gurukul, Kehonata kibedure, Kehonata kibedure, Bajabo pritititore, Bandibo pritititore, Amonhiratul, Gore nobo Gurukul, Amra gore nobo Gurukul, Kehonata kibe pishe, Kehonata kibe pishe, Telina korinishe, Sabeati maviraj, Manomaje dodudul, Gore nobo Gurukul, Amra gore nobo Gurukul, Amra gore nobo Gurukul, Amra gore nobo Gurukul.
Wow, thank you, Risi. See, we all have these little hidden parts of us that will kind of come out in the creative and wonderful way. So see everybody during our classes, and you'll all be starting soon. Those that have not taken the initial first class, we'll see you. What's for that, Artie?
Say again?
What's the start date? First class?
September 5th.
September 5th, next week. All right. Namaskar and goodbye to everybody. Now you can stay on.
Namaskar. Thank you.